Oh, to introduce myself, I'm Vickisa, one name, and I've been with Gallery Route 1, I think since 1998, and this is my show, Twists and Turns. And if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of twisting and turning happening right now. Some of it is really good. In other words, like models that twist and turn. I love to draw people that are twisting and turning. Wavy Gravy is one of those people. Boy, does he twist and turn. And I have the books that I draw in for the 2-minute, 5-minute drawings, mostly 2 minutes. And I just really decided that I was using too much paper, and it was really fun to draw in somebody else's book. And this is my friend, MC Yogi, Nick, and it's his book. And he was okay with it. So I guess Shakespeare is going to be okay with it too. And that is the newest paintings are my cat, my new cat, Sunshine, twisting and turning over a map of Bolinas. And this is a darling girl who is like very young, and she can dance like crazy. And she was at a friend of mine's 70th birthday, and I was so into how she was dancing that I got her dancing, twisting, and turning with Andre Fiori, playing music with DC. I should explain those are eyeglass cases, and I'll put your pet on one for you if you talk to me about it. Right now, I think that this is all we can do. Jump in and then work your ass off and get involved with what you're doing so that you can not have to think about what's happening around you. And it works for me. This little painting is all about New Orleans and Katrina. It's called We Will Survive. And I was amazed at how much people have done to rebuild and replace and relive their lives. So those are the Mardi Gras Indians. This is called Keep the Balls Up in the Air. Keep them up there if you dare. Things are screaming to be done. Add color, light, and humor. That's how you make it fun. I feel this is really strongly talking about what's happening in my life, at least. This book is from the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass 2024, and I have several friends that I've drawn in that venue for years. I have made probably 17 books, at least at the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass. My really good friend, well, I know Moon Alice, I know all of them from the days, and then there's Ramblin' Jack Elliott. I had to correct the guitar, he told me. And I just love this Ukrainian group that came, and it was like 90 degrees out, and they were wearing these hot woolen hats, and they were so strong. I am Ukrainian, just in case you didn't know, I discovered that. My grandfather was born there, guessing. Anyway, I just enjoyed them so much, and it's always something new. This is Marissa Joy. I'm with the Bolinas Drawing Group, and I was a founding member. There are 8 of us, or 9. It varies, but we draw from a model twice a month. I usually take these drawings that I do there, and I take them to the studio, and then I look at them and think about what the people are doing and thinking about. And they all have expressions on their face that tell me this woman here is determined to have a gallery. I mean, a gallery of flowers. And she's really determined to have her garden grow. I just see it in her face. Naming these pictures was really fun because I was here with the people next door in the other gallery space, and they were helping me with some of the names, and they came up with some very good ones. So I was very happy because it's hard to name 36 drawings or pieces. I was going to say that this book is from New Orleans. I really had fun there, and I think I told you the other book was, this is from the French Quarter Fest. It's called French Quarter Fest. We're all in it together, because the people there are so friendly and nice and helpful and happy when you draw them. I used to never show the pictures until later, but now I show them the books, and it's really fun. Charmaine Neville is on the cover of this book, and she's just amazing. I actually had her on my radio show as well, which was, she's a blast. I just fall in love with a lot of the people that I draw. It's kind of makes you close to them. So that's the way I do it. Draw and then go to the studio and make it happen.
Hi, everybody. My name is Meyo Maruffo, and the show is called Maakon Yow, grounded in Coast Miwok. I was asked to curate this show, put it together, and we have a group of Coast Miwok artists put together and to show what Coast Miwok, what is grounded in Coast Miwok, and what it means to them to be Coast Miwok. So under this beautiful title is this beautiful piece by Michelle Napoli. We have several different artists here, and they were chosen as all parts of the artist community. We have painters, 2D artists, we have basket weavers, regalia makers, 3D artists, but we also have a mixture of new artists and legacy artists. The pieces over here are by Silver Galetto, and they are work baskets, baby baskets, but your everyday baskets. Soap root brushes is what's currently showing. That is the brushes used in Acorn. There's a mixture of traps, burden baskets, gathering trays, and baby baskets. There's a mixture of materials. We wanted to show what the work baskets of the Coast Miwok would look like. Coming around is our legacy artist, Kathleen Smith. And she was a large proponent of the California Indian artist movement and recently passed. And I wanted to highlight her work because she is a Coast Miwok artist. She has several books out, been in the community for a very long time. And I wanted to make sure that we highlighted her important works. As you can see, she did a variety of different techniques. She did acrylics, pastels, watercolors, block printing, and was a constant learner throughout her life. I've always enjoyed her work, and I feel it's important to have her highlighted with these younger people's work. Moving on, we have a really powerful piece by Henry Frank. He is Kashaya Pomo and Yurok, and this is his dancing piece that he made for this show, and it highlights who he is as a dancer. Eric Wilder, I often call Eric my fine line guy. His work is so detailed. As you look at his work, pull in closely to see the details of the dappling of each individual line drawn, and then pull backwards and see the piece for what it is. And yeah, his work covers many different areas of his Kashaya Pomo, Coast Miwok, and I like to have him in my shows with this because he is an experienced graphic artist and he brings a really strong presence. Nancy Napolitan is on these. Her watercolors featuring abalone. I believe there's some acrylic in them also. And Nancy is Coast Miwok, member of Federated Miwoks of Great Rancheria, and she has been in the artist community for a very, very long time. She is truly a strong artist in our community and has since been starting to be featured more and more, and I wanted to make sure that she was included. We have some of the statements by the artist. What does being grounded in Coast Miwok mean to them? And what being Coast Miwok is. Next to the artist list and panels is Charlena Valencia. She's a brand new artist. Well, she's new to me. And these are some of her block prints. She also has some torn paper collages and block printed collages that are in the gallery. And I just look at these as little gems. They're not simple, but they're very clean lined and they're very, very whimsical, I think. Coming into the other part of the gallery, and this is, so the flicker was done by Angelina Auer, and she's a brand new artist also. She was brought to my attention, and I said, yes, please join us. She is Coast Miwok. She's also a member of Federated Miwoks of Great Rancheria. There are quite a few. Well, this is a Coast Miwok show, so all of the artists have Coast Miwok ties. The mannequin is done by Robin Mealy. There's a top knot, a dowry bag, which is a netted bag of handmade string, and then a tulle skirt. She also is carrying a gathering basket. And this would be without the headdress.
Hello, I'm Jizell Albright, and this is my show named Overview. The tagline on it is "A Place on Earth, a Moment in Time." And so maybe we can go in and really look at what I've done and allow me to show you what it is that I have done here. I started out with the idea of doing something about the earth, but it was very amorphous idea of like what in the world I would do. But because I did know I wanted to do something about the earth, I also realized that an aerial view would be the best way to do it. And so with that in mind, I went to the NASA website, and I have to say, that's where I got my major influence. There are a treasure trove of photos that were taken by the astronauts from deep space, but also from the space station, which is closer up and doesn't have the same cosmos effect. And that's what I looked at many hundreds probably of images, and I went back to do that as well because I just wanted to collect the images. I didn't really want to do anything realistic. I didn't do anything abstract. I wanted to have a representational idea to the entire series. So starting with the aerial view, going to the NASA website, then I decided that I would use this paper. I'd had this paper. It's BFK for BFK Reeves 140 pound. This is normally a printmaker's material, and I'm a painter, so it was. So basically, this had been set. 20 sheets of this paper had been sitting in my my studio for 12 years, and so it became time that maybe I should do something with this, which had been nagging me anyway. And so an artist friend of mine mentioned that this paper, you should think about it as cloth. And that was rather a eureka moment for me, because I decided I wanted to do some hand embossing. And actually how I did that was by soaking it in a water bath and taking it outside in a gravelly place and hitting it with a rubber mallet. And when the paper dried, I had exactly what I wanted for the roughness, and it was beginning to represent to me the planet Earth. And so then I took I used some pastel sticks. It's like chalk, but with a very much more a pigment. And I started putting on the image, which would be something I considered the natural environment, the living environment, the natural environment. And so I developed that with that pastel, and I finished up using a black ink pen to have sort of a overlay that for me it was representing human culture. So it became it became very representational in that way. I have to say the name of the show, Overview, did not occur until the very last minute. I had thought of different names for it, but I was given this book called The Overview Effect, written by a Frank Waters. And what was in that book was many interviews with astronauts, asking them for their ideas and thoughts on what had gone on when they looked back at Earth from their space position. And so I thought that was very interesting. And it turns out that the overview effect is the realization that this is all we have. So I hope you could get to the opening or come in otherwise to see the show. And I really invite you to do that.